Here's the normal high tide mark right there. So they're calling for 6 feet above high tide, which will probably be up there in the pool. Considering I'm 6 feet tall, so that's me compared to all this. So they're calling for the water to pretty much be at my head level right here. That's my take on it. I'm not a meteorologist. 6 feet above high tide, though, could also mean 6 feet above here. When we had the king tide last year, all of this area was completely covered in water. Most of these roads were submerged knee deep, and that was 2 or 3 feet above high tide. So the pier down there is already closed. Will be until Tuesday. Originally they were calling for 40-foot waves off the coast, 10 to 20-foot swells here on the shore. I think that's been moved south of here, south of Charleston, to the 40-foot waves out at sea, 20-foot swells on the ocean. But we don't know. The eye is supposed to pass 100 miles off the coast. The storm is 600 miles wide. So if the eye is 100 miles out, that still means we have 200 miles of storm. The worst of it is the northeastern part, which will be out to sea. Hopefully it'll be a Category 2 when it hits 100 miles out to sea. One last look down here at these woefully inadequate seawalls. I was headed to Walmart for some last-minute eggs and soy milk. It doesn't go bad. Got everything else. If only I could figure out how to make my espresso machine work without power, then I'd be a happy camper. So here's this ladder, this stairway going out to the ocean at normal tides. When they built it, needless to say, where the stairs go down, that was where the sand was. And these railings were waist high. So we're looking worst case scenario, water coming up over here into the pools. First floors of most of these buildings are considered wash-throughs. Second floor can be iffy. Everything else above it's fine, except for the wind-driven damage through all the glass. My brother had a condo that he acquired after Hugo. Oceanfront like that one there. And it was the very top 2 floors. Had a loft at the very top balcony, and then the rest of the place, the one balcony beneath it. And it was completely gutted from all the glass being blown out from Hugo. And it was considered a total loss. They got it for a reasonable price, but they had to completely rebuild it. And if anything like that happens again, the Army Corps of Engineers has put all of these buildings past the point of demarcation. Meaning, if this gets significant structural damage, it's too close to the ocean to be rebuilt. Same as this building here. It's past the point of demarcation. Most of these buildings are too close to the ocean now. I don't know whether it's from rising ocean levels or just the normal ebb and flow of the ocean and the sand. I'm not going to get into politics. I know that when they built that stairway As you can tell, it was above the sand, and it's been eaten up. So that's just normal weather. All these dunes that have been man-made are supposed to keep the high tides and storm surge back. They filled them in with rocks to help out, and then put concrete behind them to help out as well. But on the other side of this is also this whole complex's outdoor pool. I don't think we're getting anything like a Hugo. A lot of people around here are really freaking out. I hadn't seen people here freak out like this. I moved here in '97. I've hung around for Category 2s and Category 3s that have missed us every time. But there's a feeling with the locals that says something's different this time. And people who have never left, I'm catching them leaving town. Nothing else, just going out to Conway, across the waterway, hanging out with friends there. I was watching Ed Piotrowski, who said we have a less than 10% chance of hurricane force winds here. So it's not the winds you have to worry about, it's the storm surge. As I said, it's coming in at high tide. As I said, high tide is up here. High tide can be all the way up into the parking lot there, except 6 feet higher for this storm. So we'll come back. They're closing this. They're evacuating all this area today. Governor Haley's announcing it at 9:30. After 9:30, once you leave this area, this Zone A, which is Highway 17 business, Kings Highway business to the ocean, you cannot get back in, no matter what. So, just a last hurrah down here to see it before they won't let us back in. They say picture's worth 1,000 words, so let me give you all a couple million here before I go on down to Walmart and get some eggs. And I got bread. Need some shelf-stable soy milk. You know, it'll last for 15 years on the shelf before going bad. Eggs will last a good month without going bad in room temperature. Salted sweet cream butter will last several months on the counter without being refrigerated. I've got, I'm a southern man, so I've got about 10 cast iron skillets, a gas grill with a burner on the side, which can substitute as an oven and a stovetop if need be, as long as the wind and the rain's not going too badly. Brand new tank of fuel. So worst comes to worst, power goes out for a few days. I bought a case of Spam, just what everybody needs. Too bad mayonnaise doesn't keep. Oh, come on. Mayonnaise, Spam, egg, cheese sandwich on a croissant. Oh, that's in redneck heaven right there, baby. If you got some RC Cola to wash it down now. Maybe throw in a little bit of, peanut butter or Reese's chocolate peanut butter spread to go on the croissants too if you need a dessert. So my dad is hoping to retire down here into one of these high rises. It's about 4 stories up. He's not here, he's up in Virginia. Everything's been pulled in. We got storm shutters pulled down here. It's funny, yesterday, nothing's going on. Haley's announced all the schools closed. Taco Bell closed early yesterday morning. Man, I couldn't get my breakfast burrito. They put crack in it, I swear. Potatoes, cilantro. Oh, they got the, what is that? It has the bacon, the umami flavor in that thing. Reminded me of a taco I had in Texas that some nice little Hispanic woman made for me one day that I fell in love with. So for $1, you can get all you can eat breakfast burritos with no meat in them. They make a good leftover breakfast, lunch, and dinner. For $1, for like a California-sized burrito, you can't go wrong. I'm babbling. Been listening to the Dead, drinking my Quad, Venti, Breve, vanilla, raspberry, caramel, mocha. I'm worth it. You don't know how much longer I got power to be making myself massive amounts of caffeinated drinks. Worst comes to worst, I got 6 12-packs of sugared Czech cola from Bilo. Oh. First run's always on the water, the bread, and then the generators. Costco had them set up. They had 3 pallets of generators, $800 per generator, dual fuel. I don't know whether it's diesel and petrol, or petrol and LPG, or diesel and LPG. They were big damned generators. For $800, they better be. Little beyond my price range. I was more along the lines of a 2-stroke $300 one that'll power my espresso machine and maybe my computer. How can you survive a hurricane without playing Half-Life? Damn fino. So, before and after shots here. Morning. So this is the calm before the storm. Today is Thursday morning. Originally they'd called for this evacuation yesterday. My daughter's school system was canceled as of Wednesday till next Tuesday. And yesterday was 1 minute we're going, the next minute we're staying. 1 minute we're going, the next minute we're staying. 3, 4. And at the end, I listened to Ed and the European model saying it's going to go out to sea right before it hits us. We might get sprinkled with the outer bands. Worst wind to be 70 miles an hour. The storm surge will be minimal. Originally they were calling for it to go up the coast, but it's showing it hanging it right and going out to sea, possibly looping back to Florida. I hope not. They don't need that. But this is the beach. Empty as can be. 1 year, stayed. Lived up on 38th, ground floor. Should have left. I was young and stupid, what can I say? Literally, there was 6 inches between the ground and my apartment. Not even that, maybe 1 inch. I was 1 block off the ocean. Police came by, knocked on my door asking for the next of kin. We had laughed and blew them off. They weren't as quite as levitous as we were, if that's the correct word. So my friend Larry, who's also my sponsor in the program at the time, decided to go look around town. We got in his little car cruising around. As soon as we'd go 1 block, we'd have a cop pull us over and pull the whole, you need to respect my authority and go home before we lock you up. It wasn't martial law. We weren't doing anything illegal, but just because you're not doing anything illegal does not mean they won't arrest you. Welcome to America. Finally found a friend that owned Oceanfront Hotel. We stayed in one of his used rooms he kicked somebody out of and sat out the storm there. Then I understood why the cops kicked everybody off. They wanted all the good spots. Kept on seeing all these different cop cars that are supposed to be not out because the announcement was once it hits 40 miles an hour, nobody leaves the precinct. Every cop in town was out there parked on the beach watching the waves and watching the stuff blow around. I saw huge signs go flying down the ocean. Trash cans dancing like leaves. Everybody's getting ready for whatever they're going to do. Some people are getting the important things like cases of beer. I heard one, pray tell, who's making sure they have a Caucasian to mix, or otherwise known as a White Russian, depending on how you make it. Lebowski. He hits hard. That and scotch, and they're set. Me, I got Coca-Cola, espresso, a little benzodiazepine just in case it gets a little too hectic. Worst comes to worst, if you sleep through it, you ain't got to worry about what's going on. Now, I think my kid's a little excited, a little trepidation. More than that, she's lonely. She wishes her boyfriend was with her. I don't want any liability of anybody else at our house. You know, if he does something stupid and a limb falls on him, hey, hey, ho, ho, I'm liable for that. So, he's got to stay with his, whatever it is where he stays at. So, we did have a room in Charlotte. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Yesterday, after the 1 o'clock change in the tracking, my brother and I both agreed a 5-hour drive each way with traffic. Sure, we'd get good cable, indoor pool, fun town to go play in, but dragging my 78-year-old mother who doesn't want to leave her house, not very fun. Anyway, this is Preston. Let's get my hair right here. Hi, I'm Preston. Welcome to my world. God willing, I'll be showing y'all some more of this as it goes along, and we can keep it updated. But right now, it's the calm before the storm. So wherever y'all are, be safe, batten down the hatches. Get the drinks you need, get the snacks you need, get the friends you need, and all you need is love. All you need is love. And stay safe and stay where you are. No matter how tempting it is, don't come down here to the beach unless you can shred. That was the Onion's take on it. Unless you can shred, don't come to the beach. Y'all be safe. See y'all later. Y'all coming down to the beach after this is all settled. We got a drum circle coming up. Love to have you here. It's the Saturday closest to the full moon, Myrtle Beach State Park. Love to have you. Peace, brothers. Love you.